This is the Scorpion Sting combo. This combo has 3 shapes. The first shape is a Scorpio going into a sort of a leg bind situation. So you're gonna go into a Scorpio. We can go over the shapes on the ground first, save your energy. So I'm gonna end up in my Scorpio, and from here, my outside hand is gonna go underneath me to the pole and push. So bottom hand is pushing. From there, my inside hand is the same hand as my hooking leg. So in this case, I would be hooking my right leg. My right hand is going to come off the pole, and it's going to go in between the legs and behind my outside leg. So right arm in this case is going behind left leg. And from here, I'm just going to come down onto my shoulder. So my arm is like this. I'm going to reach for my outside shoulder. So let me show you from here. If I have my right hand as my inside hand, that's going to go around my opposite leg, like so, okay? From here, you're going to try and reach your shoulder, and we're going to try and keep this leg straight. It kind of feels funny. Yeah? Don't worry if you can't reach your shoulder while you're upright. We're going to be more like this position, kind of lying down. So we're going to have this leg hooked. The outside hand is underneath me on the pole, pushing. I'm going to release my inside hand. I'm going to bring this leg forwards towards my shoulder. And I'm going to turn my chest away from the pole, bringing that arm behind the leg, behind the knee, if possible, and then reaching for the shoulder. Yeah? That's the first shape. It's a leg bind. Then, from here, we're going to release that leg. And I'm going to take this arm and go to the inside of the pole. We're going to go kind of into a claw grip or a helix grip. So elbow to the pole. Then I flip my hand palm up. I wrap it around. Now, if your leg is in the way, which it might be, we want to try and keep the ankle off the pole. So we want a really tight bend in our Scorpio when we start this transition, this entire combo. It's important that anytime I'm doing a combo, I always like to have my Scorpio leg quite bent with my foot off the pole, because as you're doing transitions, your leg just tends to go, your foot tends to go closer to the pole, and after a while, it might feel like you're about to slip off and you'll have less of a hooked leg, and that's no good. So always begin a longer combo from a Scorpio with a really narrow bend of the leg with the ankle off the pole if possible, okay? So anyway, this hand came off. It goes to the inside of the pole, in the elbow, and wraps around the pole. I'm just gonna take my leg off so you can see this. It's gonna go here, elbow, and my middle finger, like this, and then I wrap my hand around, and I like to get the pole in between my index finger and my middle finger, like this. I have the best grip. It's not grabbing on like this. You really want to try to get your palm facing away from you on the pole anytime you're doing helix grip. You don't want this, because like this, the hand just comes off and you have nothing to push against. So you bring the arm around, and this way you would be actively pushing your hand into the pole. It's going to keep your grip nice and tight. Yeah? So we're going from our leg bind. Yeah. Release. You still have that inside leg hooked, okay, in Scorpio. I'm just releasing so you can see the arm. It goes from here to here. We're in a claw grip. And then from there, our outside leg is going to go behind the pole, and it's going to look similar to an inverted ballerina. So let's just do those 2 shapes in the air. And I like to do this one on spin pole. So I'm going to start off inside hand about head height. Outside hand's going to go on top. I'm going to pull myself up. I'm going to swing my outside leg to the front and then come into my inverted V into a straddle. And then from my straddle, I'm going to hook my inside leg. In this case, it's going to be my right leg hooking in Scorpio. Okay, let's do it. So inverted V, Scorpio. So remember, like I said, you want a tight bend. You want that ankle off the pole for this. I kind of use my outside hand to just push it down very sneakily, like that, super sneaky. Then my outside hand comes underneath me to push. From here, I release my outside hand. I start bringing my outside leg towards me. And now see, this arm is in between the legs. It goes behind the knee. I reach for my shoulder, and I'm in my first position. Now I'm slowing down, but I'm going to continue. I'm going to release bring my inside arm up into like a claw grip. And then from here, my outside leg is gonna go behind the pole. So this leg should be quite bent. My outside leg is gonna be straight behind the pole. Like this. I'm just turning so you can see the shape here. I'm gonna show you just the second shape by itself so you can see what it would look like. I'm gonna go Scorpio, tight bend. My inside arm goes into a claw grip. Hands, outside hand underneath me to push. Outside leg goes behind. Spin, spin, spin. So if that is a little bit confusing, try both shapes separately first. Okay, so try the leg bind by itself, and then also try the claw grip. We're gonna call it the claw grip inverted ballerina. Maybe that's a bit of a long name. I'm just gonna call it the claw grip spin to keep it simple. You can try those two shapes separately. Maybe try them on the other side as well. I'll show them to you. So on this side, just to mentally prepare my brain, I'm gonna have my outside hand coming down and my inside arm is gonna come off. It goes behind my right leg in this case, and I'm reaching for my right shoulder for my leg bind. And then left arm goes into claw grip. I hope I got all of that right. So let's do it. I go into my Scorpio, keeping a tight bend. Okay, and down, arm off. Bringing my outside leg around, arm around the leg. And if you can't reach your shoulder, you can hunch your shoulder forward a little bit. So from here to here. Cool. Claw grip. I'm a little bit low. I'm going to come up. Claw grip. And now outside leg goes behind. All right, it wasn't the cleanest, but whatever. Okay, so once you've tried it on both sides, you can pick which side you want to continue on. The last shape is a claw grip or helix grip split. So I'm going to show it to you from here. I'm going back to this side. This was clearly my better side. I'm going to see my hand is above the ankle. A Scorpio from the ground. Now, my inside arm is in a claw grip. You can see my hand is above the ankle. It's not getting stuck here. There, that's where I want it. This is where I have the best grip. My ankle is still off the pole. My free hand, so it's my outside hand, is gonna grab the ankle. It's kind of like an Allegra, like a grab ankle Allegra, where you would do this and split, right? Except we're gonna be in a claw grip, a helix grip position. So make sure you have a really solid helix grip before you do this. You're gonna grab the ankle and slowly extend and see how that feels. Now, when you're doing any kind of split, even the grab ankle Allegra, you want to make sure that the bottom leg is working as well. It's not just like lazy, okay? You're actively pushing that second leg down towards the ground. To come out of this, I'm just gonna keep holding that leg and I hook it back onto the pole. And then I can release my hands and go into a regular Scorpio. Yeah? For this one, the grip, turning around, is gonna be in the thigh. Now, we don't want the pole to be too close to our knee. Ideally, the pole is going to hook up high in our thigh. That's where you're going to have the best grip for the split. You don't want the leg to slide and for the pole to end up closer to the knee because you're not going to be able to hold that split. So I'm going to try it in the air. I'm going to do it without spinning. I mean, I might spin a little bit, but I'm trying to show you the angle of the thigh. So I'm going to go into a Scorpio. Okay, tight bend. Inside arm through in my claw grip. And I can even use my free hand to pull the ankle down a little bit before I extend into my split. So from here, see my chest is up. I'm not down here. Okay, here I have like no grip in my arm anymore. So here, palm is facing away, elbows nice and tight. My outside leg is actively pushing down. It's not just like, I don't know. Don't forget about that leg. Push it down. And slowly, when you extend, you want to keep the contact point in the thigh. So what happens is when you start to extend, this might happen. The leg might start sliding to the knee. We want to avoid that. So to avoid that, one, you need a really good Scorpio. And two, when you pull the leg, think about leaning back, pulling the weight this way and away from the pole. And that should keep your leg tight on the pole. We're going to try it from just this shape, the claw grip split, on spin pole while spinning. So I'm going to go into my Scorpio. Tight bend. My inside arm goes through into my helix grip. Pull the ankle down with the outside hand. Okay, and extend, lean back. If you feel like you're sliding, rehook quickly. And then slowly release the hands to go into a regular Scorpio. I can grab the pole, go into a straddle, bring the inside foot and knee down, Step 1, step 2, and come on up. Once you've got all 3 shapes, you can put them together into what I'm calling the scorpion sting sequence. So we're going to start off in our Scorpio going into our leg bind shape, going into a helix grip or claw grip in that inverted ballerina position where you should be spinning. And then from there, you keep your claw grip. You might need to lift your chest up to grab the ankle, pull it back, and go into your split. And then rehook, finish in a Scorpio. That's a lot. Okay, enough talking. Let's do the sequence. So, Scorpio. Get a really good Scorpio because you're going to be here a while. All right. Outside hand underneath me, inside arm off, leg bind. Nice. Chest up so you can get into your claw grip. Bring the outside leg behind. Spin, 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 spin. Moment of truth. I'm going to come up a little bit. Pull that ankle down. Make sure I have a good claw grip. Split, lean back. Push that outside leg down. Rehook right before I slip off. And then come into Scorpio. And then to exit, come on up. Straddle. Lean into the pole so your inside leg comes down first. Step 1, step 2. And come on up. I hope you have fun with this one. I love this sequence. I think it's super cool. I love these like interesting kind of creepy shapes. And yeah, if you have any questions or you need help, maybe something's not clicking, feel free to message me. You can even send me your training videos and I'll be able to help you out that way. Have a great time and I'll see you in the next class.